So our last candidate tonight is Steve Tougas. If I mispronounce your last name, Steve, you'll feel free to correct me. Steve is running for City Council, I believe, for the first time. And I know he has some props that he wants to bring up here, so give him a second, all right?
Sorry, I'm
You gotta flip it on, Steve. 1 second. Flip the mic on.
yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm not 3D. So I got a natural spotlight out here. This is good. You probably want to know who I am and what I want to do for you. Well, let me first say that I'm just a regular guy. Okay, so I'm an engineer with 30 years of experience, and I have my name on a patent, and I developed surgery over the internet, and things like that. But basically, I woke up on 9/11, and when you said, what are you going to do for me? Well, I'm more in the Kennedy school of things, where he said, it's not what your government can do for you, it's what you can do for your government. So I became an activist. So I am not a politician. However, I have ran for public office. I ran for state committee. I'm also chairman of Ward 4 and Republican Party. Okay, that might be a strike against you, against me, but basically, the thing of it is that I believe that the individual rights are more important than the collective over the individual rights. That's a democracy. The founding fathers hated democracy. John Adams basically said that no democracy in history has ever survived. It soon wastes, murders, and exhausts itself. So what we have is a republic, and that's where the rights of the individual is put above the collective. Now, what have I been doing? Well, the question is not whether I'm going to be at large, because I have been. Not whether I've been working for you, because I have been. And if you don't elect me, well, I'm going to continue to work for you regardless, all right? So basically, this is a test to see what you want to do if you want to elect me. Well, when I started waking up, I went through the layers of the news media and everything to learn the truth and what's going on. And so I realized that we got to work on some of these issues. We got to be part of it. So who here has heard of the gas tax? Basically, they made a gas tax that, let me say it, I'll show you here. I made this sign up here. They linked the gas tax to the consumer price index. One would raise the other one and without limit. And so I said, we got to fight this, and I got involved. I collected signatures. I was told the sign I made. I sent this statewide, collected 4,000 signatures from one person alone. And so I helped everybody here when they go to the grocery store. They pay less for their groceries because of what I did. It's a thankless job. I mean, basically, you probably never knew that before, you came here. So I got involved in other issues, like the bathroom bill, basically. That is on the ballot now in 2018. I got involved in Common Core because I realized that it was a global education that was being put in the United States, and you cannot be an American and be a globalist simultaneously. You will love the one and despise the sovereignty of the other. And so I've learned a lot of these things, and I made all these signs up here. Basically I put them when I'm collecting signatures, and they work. I was town captain of Quincy and Braintree to collect signatures for this issue, to end this issue. And so now that this is over, actually the SJC threw out 1/8 of a million signatures of all of you people that signed to have this on here because they just found a little technicality in it. Well, we have to continue. And so what am I doing now? All right. Remember I said I was going to continue working for you? Well, Monday before last week, I was at the state attorney general's office, and I launched my own ballot initiative statewide. I'm on 2 state boards, and I thought, well, now it's time for me to step up to the plate and help the people of Quincy. Basically, I was just going to pull out a paper there. Senate Bill S 1959 is a real bill, and they plan to make 93, 95, Route 2 all toll roads. It's not a blog. It's on the state website. It's a real bill. And so we had to fight against this. And so I launched this ballot initiative, and I'm having to deal with the lawyers in the state attorney general's office and everything. And it's kind of interesting because I'm an engineer. I mean, but that's what I do. What else have I done for Quincy? Well, you know, I believe we have boundaries and borders for a reason. If you put too much food into you, you can't assimilate it. And so we already have laws on the book that govern these things. And so I started looking more locally when the sanctuary city issue came up. I basically was there front and center. I wrote letters to all of my city councilmen. Got a response from Noel DeBona, thank you very much, and Margaret LaForest. They were there, and I went there and I printed up signs, and I published the article in the Quincy Sun and statewide in the Broadside. And basically, our side would not have had signs because I'm an American first. And we wouldn't have had signs if I didn't print them all up and make them up and hand them out to people. And when they saw the opposition from the back of the front of the room, they said, this is not a winning issue, and they decided to drop it. So I was very much a part of that. So, I mean, and I wasn't your city councilor at that time. I mean, I was just a normal guy, you know, and so I'm sorry for my nervousness, but I'm, you know, not usually getting up in front of large groups. Okay, I do karaoke. People probably know me from there. But yeah, that's given me to know a lot of people in the city. Collecting signatures has helped me get to know a lot of the people. But when the sanctuary city bill came up, I started getting involved. Well, what did I do recently? In June, I went to the State House and I testified against 2 bills. I testified against the carbon tax that they want to put on you, and then I testified against the sanctuary state issue. And when I went to the both of those issues, they were full of loons, people that were just crazy. I just, you know, I'm an engineer, 30 years of experience. Name on a patent. So, I mean, I'm a very logical person, and I study a lot of stuff, and I learn about a lot of stuff. And so only 4 people from the time of 1 o'clock till 5:30 testified against the carbon tax. Everybody else just took that and I had to recover from a whole day for that. But I basically published both of those testimonies in the Boston Broadside that went statewide. So, you know, that's who I am. I'm an activist, and I haven't spent a dime on this campaign because I didn't want to. But you know, if this is a test run, if people want me, they're gonna let me know, and I'll ramp it up. So,
all right, Steve, let me give you a couple good questions here. Thank you. And so, if you are elected to the city council, what would be your, let's say, top 3 priorities?
Well, lower taxes. Basically, the law is meant to keep people from stealing your stuff. But when the laws are perverted to steal your stuff legally, that's called socialism. And the excuses that they make, they are hundreds and hundreds of excuses. And the idea is that so many politicians, I mean, you hear promising a chicken in every pot. Well, where does that money come from? It comes from the taxpayer. And how do they get that money? Well, through their excuses, through their socialistic laws. And the idea is that to keep taxes low, you got to cut spending, and you got to find out ways. Basically, this ballot initiative here is basically the state of Massachusetts just saying, you know, we just made these pay raises, we got to pay for them. We're going to start reaching out and just taxing people, and we got to slap them down and say no. So this is who I am, and you know that's one issue. The sanctuary city issue is one that I worked on. I'd like to see more single-family housing. I really would. Basically, they talk about more people coming into the city, and they're implementing all these things that prevent cars from getting in there. They just keep getting parking away. They keep paving over the parking lots. They put bicycle paths up, globalist agenda, and and they want people to come into the city. They they lowered the speed limit to 25, and they want people to come in and drive. You know, it's like that's the opposite.
Do you have any issues of environmental concern in terms of what Quincy can be doing to deal with any effects from climate change?
Well, if you read my testimony at the State House, basically I said that basically if we across the globe, every person on this planet implement the Paris Accords, right? By 2100, we'll only lower the temperature by 0.05 degrees. That, to me, says that it's a political agenda, that there's crying wolf to control you. And that's what socialism really is. And so this is global. And so, as a scientist, as an engineer, like I said, developing surgery over the internet, I understand technology a lot better than the average person. So basically, I think there's a degree of a hoax to it. So,
All right. One last question. Your position on the Fall River compressor station.
I believe that we need compressors, but not around population. So I'm totally against it. Basically, I saw a film on engineering disasters in I think it was San Francisco or someplace out there, where they made the pipes, and what they did is that they skimped on it, where they welded on the top but not the inside. And so what happened is the pipes burst, and they went through communities, and it burned out the whole community. Basically, we got to watch this stuff, and the best medicine is prevention. Basically, put it around people, keep it away from people.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Steve, for your passion and dedication to your interests. Thank you for coming out.